Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Thursday, July 21st, 2022. And man, Crash, I can't believe how much I missed baseball just in a couple of days. I'm DFS crazy.
Yeah, it was 3 days, but it felt like 3 weeks. It's crazy,
I forgot what to do. I'm like, what is going on? A couple of days and you're just like all out of sync. It's nuts.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely ready to get back into it. And we have, we can kind of get into the shallow end of the pool here with a little I think it's 4 games total without the double headers. But it's a smaller slate, so we can really hone in on our plays and, prepare us for tomorrow to get back all the way into it. So
absolutely. And by the way, I was so excited, I just blew right through it, but I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and this is Josh Crash Davis, the famous provider of DFS magic.
Let's try and make some magic happen today. Let's do it.
So as Crash alluded to, it's a quirky, weird slate. And usually I didn't think they even played on the Thursdays after All-Star break, but I love it. There are 6 games, but it's odd because there's 2 doubleheaders. Very weird. So what we're going to provide for our members, if you're listening, is that main slate, and it's a 3-gamer that locks at 1:10 p.m. Eastern. So for the purposes of this podcast, we'll talk briefly about all 6 games, but then we'll make our selections for pay up pitcher and all those fun things from that 3-game main slate. And then, we'll be chatting all evening and all afternoon for anybody that wants to play any of that late night stuff. Some of it isn't even offered, but at least we get that 3-game main slate on Draftkings Fanduel and Yahoo, so we can get the ball rolling here.
Absolutely.
All right, my friend, a couple of things real quickly. If you'd like to join us, you can see that scroll on the bottom. Go to dfscoachtalk.com. Second half MLB, here we are. It starts today. We have our best deal of the year, bar none. You get, right, it says MLB second half package, July 21st through October 1st, only $110. You get everything that we have, not just the baseball. You get all of our MMA, all of our NASCAR, the first 4 weeks of the NFL is included in that. So we've got, and golf, which we're going to be doing. We're going to try to start juggling both the PGA and the Live Golf Tour, because more and more guys, I heard more guys today now left for the Live Tour. So
did you see David Faraday left for the Live Tour? So he's going to be announcing for them now.
Get out of here. Seriously?
I promise you.
They even paid him? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even possibly I saw maybe Charles Barkley might be going over there. So
you got to be kidding.
Yeah, they must have paid him a really pretty penny.
They're just throwing money around. Well, the one that I couldn't believe is, really for being a coach as a golfer, my highlight of my career, if I was in golf rather than basketball, would be to coach a Ryder Cup team. And Henrik Stenson is the coach for this coming Ryder Cup, but guess what? He's not anymore, because he went to the Live Tour yesterday, and they booted him and fired him off of the Ryder Cup captain. Isn't that nuts?
Crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
Anyway,
I just can't believe they're taking it. I mean, they're going to really hurt PGA, with all these guys that are leaving. So
that's why, we're providing for both, because until the dust settles, let's see how DFS is going to handle all of it too. It's going to be very interesting. Unprecedented waters. I remember years and years ago, it was probably before you were born, but when I was younger, the USFL took a real hard shot at the NFL, and it looked like there may be, they took a bunch of, famous players and I think Herschel Walker, a whole bunch of guys. And, but this reminds me of that. It was blood and guts, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's real crazy.
All right, my friends, you're here for baseball, but we're just also fired up to be back. It's like talking sports was gone.
Like
All we got was
Christmas
the ESPYs yesterday. So
Yeah.
that was interesting too.
Right.
All right, let's dive in. We've got, we're like I say, for the purposes of getting a game set on all these games, we're going to talk about the 6 of them. The 3 that really matter for our main slate, we have lines on, so that should be good. First one is the New York Yankees at the Houston Astros. That's a 110 game. Jordan Montgomery versus Christian Javier. You've got an 8 total in this game, 3.90 implied for the Yankees, 4.10 for the Astros. What a fun series this is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a good series. Coach, I have Jamison Tyon. You showed Jordan Montgomery?
I'm looking. I'm going to refresh. Yep. Right now it's showing for me in the second game is Jamison Tyon versus Luis Garcia. So let me see. I can go to my backup spots to double check that. Because a lot of times
Garcia versus Cole in the second game and Tyon versus Javier in the first.
Okay, let me look at I'm going to go to RotoWire because I do have a tendency to trust them more.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm looking
Yeah,
at.
this one has Tyon and Javier. Well, that makes a big difference in this whole spiel here. So I guess we'll go with Tyon versus Javier for now, but keep listening. We'll have this 100% confirmed.
MLB.com has to be determined on both pitchers for the Yankees.
Great. All right. Yeah, so we're going to go for the purposes of the podcast, we'll go on the premise of Tyon and Javier, but for members, stay tuned. And for non-members, we'll make sure that Colin, puts that confirmation up on Twitter. And if you want to follow us there, it's at DFS Coach Talk. This way we can update you on that information. So let's, the numbers I have for this game as far as the line, again, 3.90 for the Yanks, 4.10 for Houston. And the question will be Christian Javier at 9.5K. And if it's Tyon, let's double check his salary on DraftKings. And it's popping up there. Come on. You can do it. Jamison Tyon, 8,200. So not too bad there. And it looks like he is on the early slate listed on DraftKings. So I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to end up with.
I think it is going to be. I think it is going to be Tyon. I'm doing some research here on Twitter. I think it is going to be Tyon. So,
okay, good. All right, game 2. Let's jump on that. It's going to be the Texas Rangers and Miami Marlins. It is a 110 game. I think I call them the Florida Marlins all the time. I just realized that. I think I do. That goes to show you how dopey I can be at times. They've changed that to Miami a long time ago. Hasn't it been quite a while?
Yeah, the last time I can think of when they were the Florida Marlins was when they won the World Series when Joe Madden was there.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, flashback. Only a 7 number in this game, Crash. 3.5 implied for both sides. John Gray, 8.6K. Pablo Lopez, 7.7K. Third game, 337. So the main slate, quote unquote, 2 110 games and a 337. And that game is Detroit and Oakland. We know how tricky it can be in Oakland. When the shade is coming in during the day, the sunlight gets really weird during the day. Those first 2 games are obviously played in a dome. This one is outside in Oakland. 73 degrees, 9-mile-an-hour wind, 54% humidity. So just a really comfortable day. I'd love to be there watching that ball game for sure. Total of 7. Tariq Skubal, 7.1K. Zach Logue, 5.7K. 2 cheapies. 3.8 implied for Detroit. Like I said, 3.2 for Oakland. So we will see how that rolls. All right, the other 3 games, as we know them right now, we'll see if that is consistent with how it goes. It looks like game 2 of the doubleheader will be Garrett Cole versus Luis Garcia. And in that game, they're having us work today. No lines up yet. Garcia at 9.5K. And we've got, I'm not sure on the number yet it's a lot for Garrett Cole, but we'll see what that is. If you can play that in between game, but we will have some PrizePicks plays for it at least for you.
Yeah.
At 7:07, the second game of Detroit and Oakland. Game 2, Garrett Hill versus Frankie Montas. At this point, 7K for Hill, 8.5 for Montas. We do have a 7 total in that game. 3.15 implied for Detroit, 3.85 implied for Oakland, for a total of 7. So we'll see how that one rolls. And then the late game, I think we'll have a lot of people playing this showdown slate because it's 3 hours and 2 minutes later than any other game. So a nice, fun late night game to watch. San Francisco Giants and Los Angeles Dodgers at 10:09, not 10:10. So don't be late. 10:09, and it's going to be 75. Slight breeze blowing out to center, 6 miles an hour. The ace, Carlos Rodon, the lefty, and his showdown price is 15.9K. And Mitch White for the Dodgers, the righty, at 15.3K. 3.89 implied for San Fran, 4.61 for the Dodgers. So that is the skinny, my friend. It's a little quirky slate today, but that's what it is.
Yeah, I was thinking of when I said about Joe Madden earlier, that was actually, he was with the Tampa Bay Rays is what I was thinking of.
Oh, you're right.
The Marlins won the World Series, like, was it 2003, I think?
It was a long time ago. I mean, I remember that team. Pudge Rodriguez was the catcher.
Yeah. I remember that as well.
They had some great pitching that year too.
Yeah, definitely. So speaking of pitching, I guess it's a good segue over to our top pitcher.
Yep.
That would be the next thing on the agenda, right?
It is.
Okay. All right. So for me, and I've kind of gone back and forth on this. And of course, part of it had to do with not having any real confirmation on who was the pitchers, but I'm going to go with Christian Javier. He's 9,700 on Fanduel, 9,500 on Draftkings. Going up against the Yankees. He faced them a little less than a month ago on June 25th. And in that game, he pitched 7 shutout innings. He struck out 13 for 70 fantasy points, which I don't expect that. I don't expect really anything near that, but he's below 10K. So if I can get, 45 or, 45 to 50, I think I can be pretty happy on a smaller slate with that result. So
I agree with you.
Top pitcher.
The hilarious thing is I'm on Yahoo right now. Okay. And I'm trying to look at their main slate. Do you know that their main slate is 2 games? Okay. The 1:10 game and the 10:09 game. How the hell do you figure that one out? They just eliminated the 2 double headers.
Yeah, they did. And they've got the 3 without the Houston and Yankees game, which is weird because you would think that would draw the most attention,
Exactly. So, I mean, you would think it'd be 3 games eliminate, the second double headers, but whatever.
Right.
So I'm with you. As weird as this day is with the way things fall, I'm with you on DraftKings and FanDuel with Christian Javier as my pay up pitcher. Yes, it's against the Yankees. That's very stressful, but I just, he should do well enough strikeout wise and everything else. But I am extremely terrified of the Yankees in that little bullpen in Houston. I know a couple of people tweeted me and said Houston's ballpark isn't really number 1 in the league for homers and all that. All I know is I see homers there all the time where it looks like the guy checks his swing, for God's sakes, and the ball gets out. So,
I mean, yeah, definitely. But he did face them in New York last time, and New York has the same deal. I mean, they have that short porch, so
they do.
I think you
just have to. Yeah, even if it's one of those blockers, a chalk blocker. This way, if he doesn't do as well, everybody else probably does the same thing,
Right. Yeah.
So I'm with him on those two. And then on Yahoo, I'm going to go Carlos Rodon against the Dodgers. Yeah. Nothing like having your pitchers go against the Yankees and Dodgers. That's not a problem waiting to happen.
Right. Yeah.
I would say let's ease in light today and then go after tomorrow. What do you think?
I think so too. They originally had Tony Gonsolin, which I would have liked, on Yahoo, but I guess they changed it to Mitch White. So
you mean Gopher Ball Gonsolin? That's his new nickname for me. Gopher Ball Gonsolin. He gave up both those dingers in the All-Star game.
Yeah, he was overdue for a little bit of negative regression. But
yeah, I can't trash him. I'd rather have him give him up in that than when I roster him in real life on DFS.
Exactly. And he's been very good for us. So
he's been great. Value pitcher, buddy.
John Gray, he's 9,000 on FanDuel, 8,600 on DraftKings, going up against the Marlins in that pitcher-friendly ballpark. They have the 6th highest strikeout rate. They scored the 7th fewest runs per game at home. He last started against Oakland. He pitched 7 shutout innings with 9 strikeouts for 58 fantasy points. So he was really good in that start. And I think that this is a matchup that he can take advantage of as well. So the Marlins are dealing with some injuries to key players. I think Jazz Chisholm's still out. So, I like John Gray in this matchup.
Well, again, today is the quirkiest day ever. So I have different picks for value because the pricing is all jacked up.
Yeah.
So on DraftKings, Pablo Lopez is my guy because he's only $7,700. I mean, I think 77 is way too cheap for Lopez with his potential.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, he's got a big ceiling. I know he hasn't been awesome in stretches, but he's also been awesome in stretches. So I'm going with him there. But then to make you laugh on FanDuel, he's more expensive than Javier. I can't say his name. He's 10 grand on FanDuel. So that's certainly not any kind of deal. Where I'm going to go there price wise, I always make fun of him. I call him Screwball, but Tariq Screwball at 8,300 seems pretty cheap to me. Now it's a one pitcher site. Javier is going to be my pitcher there. But if I play a GPP, Screwball at that 8,300 would be my guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
you just stumbled upon his name there. You just said it, Javier. You just said it like it was nothing.
I said it right accidentally.
Yeah. You just Javier. Yeah, that's funny.
Javier. On Lopez is my value on Yahoo at 39. So if you can figure this all out, I hope you have a calculator and a team of attorneys to figure out this whole shenanigans today. But that's where I'm going there.
Yeah.
All right. Fade pitcher, buddy.
Fade pitcher is going to be Jameson Taillon. He's 9,100 on FanDuel, 8,200 on DraftKings. He had a pretty solid start last time out against the Red Sox. He pitched 6 innings, struck out 5, and allowed 1 run. Only 1 run for 40 fantasy points. But the last time he went up against Houston in that same matchup against Javier, he really struggled. He had 5 2/3 innings. He allowed 6 runs on 10 hits and had a near season low 8 fantasy points. So I think he'll bounce back a little bit. But, I mean, Houston definitely has the bats to give him some trouble at the same time. So,
yeah, I was almost in a dead tie. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to fade Taillon or Gray. I'm probably not going to play either one of them. But I don't trust John Gray. I know Miami can't hit, and it's a pitcher's park and all that. But I just think he's priced too high. He's 82nd highest paid or price guy on DraftKings at 86. On FanDuel, he's third highest at 91. And on Yahoo, he's 46. So just too much money for a guy that I don't think deserves it. So he's my fade.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
sir,
I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say about your Carlos Rodon pick. The Dodgers are notoriously bad against lefties, so that does bode well for them there. I mean, even Eric Lauer. Eric Lauer, who's not the greatest pitcher in the world, he's had quite a bit of success against the Dodgers, just as an example. And I think Carlos Rodon has way better stuff than Lauer. So
yeah, but he's not a Brewer. That's the problem.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take him if he wants to come over to Milwaukee.
I would say so.
Yeah.
All right, sir. What about if we go BVP play of the day?
All right. He's a little expensive. He's $3,900 on FanDuel, $5,800 on DraftKings. It's going to be Kyle Tucker. It's a small sample size. Pretty much everything on this slate today is a small sample size as far as the BVP matchups. But he's hit 600, 3 hits and 5 at bats, single, a double, and a home run. So I like Tucker against Tyon today.
And both of my picks today for home run and for BVP are going to be like 1% owned guys. And I think it's awesome because if you can put one of these guys in there and they do pop a homer or do something, it's almost like getting a double dong because you get those points where nobody else gets them. So they're more GPP-ish plays. And remember, I'm not loading up today. So I'm, a little riskier, but I do like the upside. And there is some BVP to look at. My BVP play is Isaiah Keiner Falefa from the Yankees. He is 3 for 12 against Javier, which isn't phenomenal by any stretch, but one of them, it's a home run. He has hit a homer against him. He's walked twice. And so, 857 OPS, 500 slugging, 357 OBP, and that 250 average. I think for a super low owned flyer, if he can grab a couple of hits against him, maybe get an extra baser and an RBI, I think he could be a sleeper.
Okay.
What do you have for your HR pick?
Yeah, my home run call is going to be Yordan Alvarez. He's 2 for 6 against Tyon with a home run. 21 of his 26 home runs have come against right-handed pitchers this year, and he is expected to be back in their lineup. He was out for a while with an injury, but he's expected to be back in the lineup today. So we should have their lineup in the next hour, I would say. So
I agree. Again, on my GPP theme today, my home run pick, Martin Maldonado, catcher for the Houston Astros. He's 4 for 10 against Jameson Taillon. 2 extra base hits. One of them's a homer. He's walked against him. Nice 1,300 OPS, 800 slugging, 500 OBP, and that 400 average. And man, would that be sweet getting a home run from the bottom of the Astros order. And I'll tell you, I may stack a little bit of Astros and do a little wraparound, maybe 8-9-1-2 kind of thing.
Yeah, I like the Astros today for sure. If Alvarez, for whatever reason, isn't in the lineup, then Kyle Tucker, I know he was my BVP play, but he'll be my HR call as well.
Oh, that's an illegal penalty. You can't pick him for both. That's a fine.
I'll take Jose Altuve then if I can't take Tucker. So.
All right. We'll accept that answer, but the Jeopardy back here buzzed you on the double pick there. So all right, sir. What's next? Stacks?
Yeah. So I do, like I said, Houston, they had 10 hits against Tyon last time, scored 6 runs against him. Yordan Alvarez should be back in the lineup. I like Houston a lot today at home against Tyon. And then for GPP, I actually like the Rangers, which I know you're pretty high on Pablo Lopez, but I think they'll be the lowest owned. And that's probably one of the biggest shout out to Mike S for leverage plays of the day.
You beat me to the punch.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to give Mike S the shout
I think they'll be the lowest owned, stack or whatever on the slate. So maybe Detroit probably be lower, but Texas will be right down there too.
Yeah, no, it's a good pick. I mean, I'm all over the Astros stack with everybody else. I know it'll be chalky, but the fact that I'm fading the Yankees and Dodgers stacks, that gives me
Yankees, yeah.
What's that?
Yankees I would still think the Yankees will be the most popular. I mean, they're always so popular. So
they'll be up there. I mean, the Dodgers will too, I think. I mean, just the way that it is, especially on a small slate. So
even against Rodon, you think?
People see again, that game's going to be played a lot as a showdown anyway. So you're going to get, people cherry picking guys from that lineup, hoping some of those righties can homer off of them, but we'll see. It's such a quirky slate. It's hard to tell. Even on ownership's going to be a little odd today.
Sure.
But I'm pretty much just going with like 4 Astros and a couple of one-offs, maybe a little mini two guy from one team kind of thing. But it's going to be Astros or bust, and then try to find some, diamonds in the rough like the Keiner, Falefas, and Maldonados.
I agree.
All right, sir. I believe we go to PrizePicks next.
We do, and
that's it. Go ahead.
I'm double checking something here. Yeah, okay. Jordan Alvarez over 8 fantasy score. Like I said, he's my home run call. But I definitely like him over 8. And are we going for the pitcher play as well, or are we just going to give our play and then you give yours?
Go ahead. You can give both, because I want the listeners to be able to play your 2 together, because I know it's going to win.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's going to be Christian Javier over 33.5 fantasy score. He was actually at over 35.5 last night, and I was taking that. So I definitely got to take him over 33.5. I know the trend is saying that he's going to go under, but he had 70 last time. So I have to think he can get at least half of what he did last time.
I don't remember, and this is interesting because we look at this every day. I don't remember a guy dropping that much overnight as a PrizePicks play.
Yeah.
And as far as pitching, a 1.5 to go from 35 to 33.5. I had to look twice today. I thought, is that possible? I mean, that must mean they are getting a boatload of action on the under.
The Yankees.
Yeah. To move it that much. Yeah. So I don't know if they're, just feeding that off of what Vegas has been experiencing, or they've done that themselves. But whatever the case may be, I thought about Javier at that 33.5 number, but if it's Vegas, if it's PrizePicks, it scared me off of it, is what it did.
I mean, I get it. I mean, they're ridiculous. I mean, their lines makers are ridiculous. They had on that home run derby, I don't know if you played any of that mess, but like every play,
that was stupid.
Half a point.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. So,
that wasn't fair. No, I bet you they lost some customers because of that.
I bet they did, because Alonso had 21 home runs, but they only gave him 20. So
that's not fair.
Yeah.
I'm going with Carlos Rodon, 32.5 over. Again, knowing the Dodgers, as you also alluded to, against lefties. Rodon fresh. I like the matchup here for him. And I like having him in that late game. It's I'm pumped for it.
Yeah.
And then as far as hitter goes, since I have such weird picks today, I'm going to have to go a little bit different. Usually I make one of my picks that I choose as for my BVP or home run, but because they're so GPP-ish, neither one of them's on the board. That tells you that you're swinging for the fences for sure.
Right.
I'm going to go with the guy because I think the number's too low. I'm going with Alex Bregman because it's only 7. And I felt like it was too low. And, I want to make him part of some of my Houston stacks. So I'm going to go Alex Bregman over 7 fantasy score.
Okay. I like that. Just looking up something about. Yeah, the Dodgers are a little bit better now against lefties than they have been in the past with Mookie and Trey Turner, but
yeah,
they're still only about average, I would say. So.
Well, it definitely helps to have an elite lefty against them if you're going to have a chance. That's what you want to do. So,
yeah.
All right. Anything else that you can think of, sir?
No, like we said, it's going to be a different kind of day because you've got 2 doubleheaders and then 2 single games or, separate games or whatever outside those doubleheaders. But, yeah, just stay tuned to Discord for all the lineup updates. We'll have all that for everyone, and let's crush it.
Yeah, I'm ready to get after it. And then we have a monster slate tomorrow. Some good stuff this weekend. We got the dog cheering us out here, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, have a great day. Have a good one. I appreciate everybody listening in and jumping back onto the bicycle here, and we're back going again. Because I'll tell you what, between everything from now until God knows when, between all the sports that we have going, I don't think we get another break like this until spring. Mm-mm. So, yeah,
no, it's going to be a busy next several months for sure.
It is for sure. Well, all right, everybody. If you have a chance here, come and join us at DFS Coach Talk. You can sign up for our second half MLB, which is 110 all the way until October 1st. And you get in there. As soon as you push the button, you'll be in our Discord today. If you want to just dip your toe in the water, 3 days, $10, you're welcome to do that. Just go to dfscoachtalk.com. If you're watching right now on YouTube, we just recently surpassed 2,000 subscribers. So thank you very much there. Our next goal is decided to make it 2,500 for our next goal. And we're going to have a nice giveaway there. So please take a second to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, hit the little alert in the corner so you know when our podcast posts. We're going to have a lot of those posting every day. So we're here every day. So great stuff. Appreciate all of you. We've got, believe it or not, Crash, I'll be talking to you and our man Stephen Miller here later today because we're working on NFL podcast previews. For quarterbacks will be our first one. And then we're going to go running backs on down the line. We're going to do separate podcasts for each. And that's going to be with our new partners that we're going to be announcing at Boom Entertainment. Super, super excited about that. And that's right around the corner, like 3 weeks away. Those are going to be up and going.
Yep. I'm ready for that too. Yep.
Good stuff. All right, everyone. Thank you. Have a fantastic day. Great to be back. And we'll certainly be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB DFS and PrizePicks.